Good evening, everyone. I only have a few minutes to be on here. I'm actually sneaking to be on here while my little one takes a nap. No one is here yet, but you all will see this replay. I want to talk about the importance of your South Node and your Ori Inu. Now, for some of you, you may not even know what a South Node is, and definitely not what an Ori Inu is. So, in astrology, your South Node represents your past life energy, the things that you have mastered, the habits and the modus operandi that you take from lifetime to lifetime. Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening. Your South Node, just really quick, let me just say this real quick while I'm in my thought. Your South Node represents everything that you've carried from past life energy. Now, two different systems. We don't want to confuse them with one another. I'm not mixing astrology with Ifa cosmology. Your Ori Inu, I always talk about in my videos, represents your solar plexus area, the part of you, your soul energy, that who you are throughout lifetimes when you don't have a human body. That's your just raw, natural, free soul, unhampered by karmic energy until you hit the third dimensional realm. So in this lifetime, the Ori Inu is the second brain. They say that the gut is the second brain, and the top head is the second head, if you understand what I mean. So your Ori Inu, who you are, you've mastered all that you need to master from a past life. Whatever bad habits that you brought with you, whatever that you're used to doing, all of that, the stuff that you're used to doing, you've mastered that. So you have reincarnated back here to go towards your North Node, which is destiny in this lifetime. And the top head, Ori Ode, guides that destiny. So like I talk about in a lot of my Ori videos, that sometimes when you feel like who you are doesn't match up with the body that you have or the destiny that you have, that is often because there's a conflict with the solar plexus area and the crown chakra. So there needs to be alignment in order for you not to feel confused. I always talk about taking care of your gut health as well. So how does astrology tie into this? Because everybody's not interested in Ifa, and Ifa is not everyone's path. So I would tell anyone just looking to find out more about yourself and why you're here, look at your North Node and South Node in astrology. Your North Node is the direction you're supposed to go. So if your North Node is in Leo, your South Node would be in Aquarius. If your North Node is in Virgo, your South Node would be in Pisces, and vice versa. It's always the exact opposite sign. And it will tell you more about the principles that your soul wants to learn and master this time, even though it may be uncomfortable and difficult. So if you can master these things, you would make a lot more peace and alignment with why you're here, rather than always constantly being in conflict and in confusion about why you're here. So I'll pause really quickly to look at your chats. Like I said, I don't have that long to be on here. I can't see them anymore. If anyone had any questions or comments, good evening, everyone. Feel free to repost it so that I can see it. Good evening, Teresa. North Node in Capricorn, South Node in Cancer. So you're here to be more enterprising and business-based in this lifetime, not allowing your family to hold you back and your matriarchal ties to hold you back from all you need to do. You need to build a legacy. Good evening, AJ. Good evening, Brown Beauty Butterfly. My pleasure. Brandon Maurice. Yes, you can learn about your nodes. First of all, you need to calculate what your North Node is. Whatever your North Node is, the opposite sign is your South Node. Remember, the North Node is where you're supposed to go. The South Node is where you're coming from. The South Node is what you've mastered. The North Node is what you have yet to master. So you would look there first. In Patreon, we're doing this ongoing work. I have developed a South Node support group for those of us who are overcoming obstacles and breaking out of our comfort zone so that we can master our destinies. Let's see, I missed some comments. Let me go back. Let's see. Agboato, beautiful, powerful love. Ashe, Wari Bofun. Yes, so I hope that answered your question, Brandon Maurice. Silverest, call me Sylv. North Node in Libra, South Node in Aries. You got to be more team-minded this life. White belt, words of wisdom. What nodes will be for Libra? If your South Node is in Libra, your North Node is in Aries, and vice versa. If your North Node, vice versa. Arcandis, hello. DMKC, good evening. What's your thoughts about studying Vedic versus Western? That's a very good question. I think you should study both so that you can get a balance, because there is some good information that you can glean from both Vedic and Western. That way you have a full balanced view of what you are. I think that if you want to know about yourself, study it from the Vedic perspective. Western, study your numbers, all of that science, study it. All that you can know about yourself, learn it. I'm a Soul Urge 7, so I love studying about the self and studying what I call personology. Let's see. Let's see. These comments are going quickly. AJ, good evening. Miss LeBra, how are you? Maztic Mommy, greetings, Queen. I have North Node Aries, South Node Libra. Beautiful. North Node. So you have to be more self-reliant rather than waiting on the opinions of your loved ones in the group. What are your thoughts on Vedic Astro? I think both. I prefer Western, to be honest, but like I say, I'll repeat myself. I think people should study both their Vedic chart and their Western chart. There's some good information you can glean from both. And also, if you resonate more with your Western chart, go with that. If you resonate more with your Eastern chart, go with that. What feels right to you? Let's see. Boomy, North Node Capricorn in 10th house or 11th house. 10th house, my love, Boomy. 10th house is Capricorn. Be love. Good evening, beautiful. Good evening. Diera Sinjay, hi, good evening. In Outcast, I have North Node Cancer and South Node in Capricorn. You're supposed to be tapping into the divine feminine. Ocean Goddess, good evening. Good evening, Mia Duana. Lord Levels, good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening. So here's a good book that you can check out, all about your North and South nodes. It's called Astrology for the Soul by Jan Spiller. It's a really insightful book, and baby, I tell you, it talks about your love life, your goals, personal life, career life, how to relate to others. It's really a lot of good information in this book. It's like a Bible almost, as thick as it is. So I would suggest that you check this out. It's all about the North Node and South Node only. So please check that out. The North Node, once again, is so important if you want to make sense of your destiny and what you came here to do. Very, very important, no matter what spirituality you go for. Let's see. Astrology for the Soul by Jan Spiller is the book as mentioned. Yes, thank you. Are there apps that can help us know these nodes? I would try Cafe Astrology just for the basics. It is important to know your time of birth along with that location of birth. But if you don't know your birth time, sometimes they can guesstimate certain things in your chart, such as you would need to know your birth time for your rising sign, moon sign, and things like that. But North Node, they can kind of guesstimate certain things like that. If you don't know that birth time, look at your numbers. And that will be your full spelling of your birth name, like your destiny number, your life path number, soul urge number, and things such as that, and the decans and things like that you're in. Let's see. I haven't gone live in so long. Oh my goodness. To where it was a public live. Taylor, North Node is what you strive for in the current life. South Node is what you've mastered in the past life. Absolutely, Ranil. Tequila, yeah, I was just saying, try Cafe Astrology. I don't know if they have an app, but you can try it there. I'm not sure. I don't use too many apps for astrology. Daila Ayala, I'm a 7 too. Are you a 7 in your soul urge? Very important to know. For all of you who follow numerology, the soul urge number relates to what you really want to do. So if you couple that, I talk about that in the Ori Finding Your Purpose, Improving Your Life book. If you couple your North Node with your soul urge number, that will really tell you a lot about who you are. And a lot of people want to know, well, how do I look for my career? What is your 10th house in? That talks about career only. Career is only one aspect of your destiny in your life. It's only one slice of the pie. So looking at the North Node and your soul urge will give you a bigger picture. You're an 8 La Princessa. That's beautiful. That's money energy. That's power. Let's see. Pretty Black. Do you use your middle also? Yes, you want to use your first, middle, and last name, Pretty Black, when you are calculating your life path. Not life path, your soul urge and your destiny numbers. With life path numbers, just your birthday numbers. the month, day, and the year all combined and reduced to one digit. Soul Urge number can be found by calculating certain consonants and vowels in your name, the full birth name. And there are calculators that you can use to do it online as well. Can animals see your Ori? My cat is always staring at me when I'm sleeping. Your cat is probably seeing your aura, your terrestrial aura. So yes, well, Ori is in, how would I say, the cosmos. So your cat is seeing just your energy that emanates from you. Sometimes they can see it in colors. Do you go by Chaldean calendar? No, I don't. Because I feel like we're here in the United States. We go by their time frame. So I just use the time frame that we're in currently. Really, Keith Antrice, you have the Astrology for the Soul book, and it's not that thick. I'm not sure why. But like I said, it has a lot of good information in it. Very useful. My pleasure, Pretty Black. Okay, Natalie, good evening once again. Yes, for North Node Cancer, you may be very ambitious and more focused on trying to get a business off the ground and social climbing, whereas in this life, you're supposed to be focusing more on nurturing relationships with your family, being nurtured, allowing yourself to be nurtured and cared for, or healing the dynamic with your matriarchal ancestry and the women in your family in general, and caring for children, once again being cared for, all of that good stuff. It deals with the family life. It's like that number 6 energy in numerology, matriarchal nurturing energy, and also tapping into your intuition. Let's see. Once again, yes, hi Irene. You can find your North Node in astrology. You can go like somewhere like Cafe Astrology and you can just pull it up really quickly using your birth date. And if you have your birth time, it helps, but you can do it without having to use your birth time on that particular website, cafeastrology.com. Robin Howell, greetings and love and light, Sister Adunola. Good evening, Robin Howell. Love and light to you. Or divine feminine darkness in a good way. Let's see, Natalie Duverna. I'm a number 6. I love number 6 energy. You're number 6 as well, life path 9. Oh, wow. Yeah, so you're the exact inverse of the 6 and 9. So you're dealing with not only caring for people in your personal life, but also caring for the community as well. A lot of people who have that 6 and 9 dynamic, they tend to be something like daycare workers, school teachers, mentors, the people that teach volleyball, or all that type of people. So you may be a mother, or if you're a man, then a father figure to many different people in your community, or the house that all the kids come to spend the night and to feel safe and well watered. Gold dust for life. I'm in a space where I don't want to do anything at all. What could this mean? Gold dust for life. If you are in a space where you don't want to do anything at all, then your solar plexus and crown chakra could be in conflict in one another. You could be having a head and heart conflict. Your soul is being stubborn, kind of like a stubborn puppy that doesn't want to be put on a leash, and your head is trying to guide you. So there's a need to refresh the head, I would say, or refresh your connection to your higher self and to refresh your purpose. There are things that could be done. And for how strategies and stuff, I talk about that on Patreon. I'll leave that in the description box after this video. Let's see. Excuse me if I'm skipping anyone. I'm trying to make sure I look at as many comments as possible, because it's not often that I go live where I'm interacting like this. B Love says, Nebula, is Nebula a good app? I've never heard of Nebula, so maybe that would be a good suggestion to try for astrology. I'm not sure. I'm not into apps, like I say. So did y'all have a good weekend? How was everyone's weekend? Let's see. Aries stellium. Oh my goodness. Dynamic energy. Not sure how to use to my advantage or significance. It depends on the other placements in your chart. Mia plays. Leo North Node. Rizzy Bone. I have Leo North Node as well. You got to shine. Let's see. That Brooklyn baby. What about North Node Sagittarius, South Node Gemini? With that, you're supposed to be thinking more global rather than just peer-minded, or the people that you're used to. Being more of the teacher rather than just the student. It's time to apply what you've learned and not just kind of be like a butterfly learning different things, but mastering. This life will be about mastery for you if your North Node is in Sagittarius. Uh, Carbon Star, good evening, says that Yikes Passages is a really good astrology app. Thank you for the suggestion for everyone. Taurus with life path number 9. When you love somebody, you hold on to them pretty tight, don't you? Does that make sense? And you're not good with unexpected change. So in this life, you're going to be juggling with constancy and always having to transform, because 9 deals with Pluto like energy. It's constant unexpected change. So that will be the karmic balance for you in this life. Let's see. Mia Duan, I'm going global and it's challenging to leave familiar people. Can y'all see me? Can y'all hear me? Okay, she's saying, Mia Duan is saying she's going global and it's challenging to leave familiar people, lifestyles, mindsets, and systems. Absolutely. I'm going to tell you an example of how the North Node can be difficult. Like North Node in Leo, South Node Aquarius. To be honest, I always say this in Patreon. I like to be more behind the scenes. That's why you rarely see me going live like this. It's not that I'm an introvert, but it's not that I'm an extrovert either. So doing this like this is kind of uncomfortable for me, even though I am a people person in general, but still going live like this and having the camera on me is very difficult with that South Node in Aquarius. But North Node Leo, so I'm pushing myself right now to be out here doing this. Let's see. 9th house stellium, Sun, Venus, Mars, and Mercury. Wow. Silverest. Ranil. Also, if anyone is looking into this further, North Node is also known as Rahu. Yes, and South Node is Ketu. Yes, the head of the dragon and the tail of the dragon. The South Node will be the tail of the dragon. The North Node will be the head of the dragon. Thank you for adding that. Thank you, that Brooklyn baby. Let's see. I have Jupiter and Saturn in Scorpio. Wow, I have Jupiter and Saturn in Libra. Let's see. Change is so often for me, I've become accustomed. Makes sense. North Node in Taurus, South Node in Scorpio. If your North Node is in Taurus, in this lifetime, you're going to be pushed to be financially self-reliant in some sort of way, or to create a legacy yourself. In this life, you're supposed to leave an inheritance rather than just wait to receive an inheritance. Also, in this lifetime, always kind of look at North Node Taurus, Taurus more as the Hierophant card, which is traditionalism, religion, patriarchy, whereas I look kind of, even though the High Priestess card in Tarot is not related to Scorpio, I like to look at the High Priestess card as related to the dynamic between the Hierophant and the High Priestess card in Tarot. So that's the divine feminine versus the patriarchy. So if your North Node is in Scorpio, you're supposed to be tapping more into dark feminine energy. And when I say dark feminine, I don't mean in a negative, evil sort of way, but tapping into the mysteries of womanhood and being more covert and being more observant rather. I hope that you all can see me. I got a quick interruption. Let's see, South Node Leo, North Node Aquarius. Yes, that's mine. If you're South Node Leo, North Node Aquarius, then that means that this lifetime you have to work on being more behind the scenes. Let's see. Do you do one-on-one teachings, guidances? Yes, I just did a one-on-one with Patreon. So you can check out my Patreon if you'd like. We do monthly and sometimes bi-weekly meetings. And we have a South Node support group, which I was talking about in my previous video. So feel free to join that. That will be ongoing, with perks for the 15 and 44 tier. Because we have different type of work we do. Like in the 44 tier, we are starting to do more basic EFA-based work and things you can do to connect more with the higher self or refresh your head. Welcome, brightest light of mine. I look forward to you joining. Also, we have a Facebook group connected to that, to where you can do video journals. We have a lot of fun projects, such as we have one coming up where you're going to be like an actor. And say, for instance, if your North Node is in Pisces, you're going to act like a Pisces for a day. Or if your North Node is in Sagittarius, you have to act like a Sagittarius for the day. So we have all that type of fun stuff going on, and we're broken off into 4 groups. So you get to meet other people and interact with other Patreon members. So it's a lot of action going on with that, because it's soul work. It's Ori Inu work. It's all tied together. Now, like I said, I do not mix astrology with Ifa cosmology, but scientifically speaking, if you want to look at quantum science, those two are different layers that you can know about yourself, because once again, everyone's path is not Ifa. So we look at it from an astrological and numerological perspective. And I hope I'm not confusing y'all with my bad. Is the sound still off? Give me a 1 if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me now? Is the sound back on? Okay, I apologize. I'm doing this from my phone. So I have a lot of stuff coming through at the same time, so it probably interrupted the sound. I apologize about that. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for giving me that feedback with those ones. Welcome, Kalana. I hope I'm saying your name right. I'm a new subscriber. Caught you while scrolling. Ashe. Trying to find something that was interesting. I'm not familiar with your teachings, but I'm excited to learn more. Yes, it depends on what you're interested in. I have a little something for everybody as far as the spiritual path. Some of my playlists I recommend starting out is African Spirituality Evil, and it talks about the origins of Christianity. I have another one called the Great Mother Playlist, which talks about matriarchy. I also have one that talks about the soul's journey and anything from astrology, numerology. Why do I talk about all these different topics? Because they tie together. And I started my journey really when I was a teenager, and it started with astrology. I wanted to know more about myself as a soul urge 7, and I was very curious to understand life and why things were the way they were, and it just led me on a journey. So I started with astrology, and then African spirituality, setting up my ancestor altar, numerology. So I've just been into this esoteric thing for a long time. It was meant to be. And really I get that from both my mother and father, in a sense. The Melanated Doctor. OMG, I'm super excited to catch a live. I love and appreciate your channel so much, Queen. Thank you, the Melanated Doctor. Mwah. Good evening. Like I said, I'm sneaking off. My little one is taking a late nap. She was acting up earlier during the Patreon meeting. She finally went to sleep after my mother left. So I said, let me sneak in here real quick and do a live. So like I said, I gotta go. As soon as y'all hear why in the background, then y'all know I gotta get on off. Which I'm gonna probably go ahead and do because it's bath time. Let's see. I have Libra in Saturn and Jupiter and Pluto. Saturn, Libra, honey. Yes, I got to do a video about that, because your Jupiter, if you're a woman, it can relate to the type of man that you end up with in a long-term relationship if you're into masculine energy. And even if you don't end up with a man, like I said, if you linked up with masculine energy in general, it kind of talks about that, how it relates to romantic life. So I have to talk about that a little more. Aries January, good evening. Adunola, may I ask you if you know the age of Aquarius and your thoughts on it being in the now? Does it align with Ifa? I haven't seen any Odus that relate to it, but yes, we are on the dawn or the verge of the age of Aquarius. But more than anything else, more than just the age of Aquarius, because that's the age of information, people connecting on the World Wide Web like we are now, the age of artificial intelligence, all of that. One thing I want you to focus on now is the changing of the guards between matriarchy and patriarchy. I would not say, some people say that there was a decline in patriarchy. I'll say that the dial is being turned down, because it's been turned up all the way to 10, so it's being balanced out as the divine feminine is awakening. And I do have another video coming about that, talking about how we can master the divine feminine energy. So balance is coming back into play. We are turning those dials to where the divine feminine will awaken and speak more and be dynamic once again. So matriarchy is being restored to a big degree at this time. And I don't mean that in a feminist sort of way. I mean that in a matriarchal sort of way. And there is a difference, and there's no shade to either side. But like I said, I have a video coming about that. Yes, Leslie Pink, good evening. I was talking about Cancer South Node means you got to pull away from the family energy. You got to get off the tit. It talks about the connection with the mother. You got to focus more on being business minded and status conscious and enterprising. And I got my cue. I hear my little one. So I got to go, y'all. I got to go. But we'll try to do this again. I miss going live like this, even though, like I say, I'm a little shy. But yeah, y'all have a wonderful evening. I will leave the Patreon information in the description box below after this video finishes loading. And once again, y'all have a wonderful evening. Remember, study your South Node to show where you've been in a past life, and your North Node shows where you're supposed to go. All right? Know thyself. Know as much about yourself as you can. All right? Good night, my loves. Peace and bliss.